So stage 2 of the Tour de France kicks off in 1 hour 20. Although I am going to go watch the British Grand Prix. I've gone sports mad. What else am I meant to do when I live on my own? And I get bored out of my mind if I don't get stuck into detailed sports and stuff. So yeah, I'll watch the F1. It's the British Grand Prix. So I'll keep an eye on that. We'll probably come back to the game after the F1. There's some time just before 3 o'clock. And if the stage for this, I wish I had rights to show stuff on YouTube. I wish everybody did, really. I guess. Yeah, I understand it. I used to have TNT, so I would have been able to watch it live on TV, but I changed my. Even though I've got HBO Max, I don't have. Tour de France is still TNT on the TV here. I don't think I've got access to ESPN. ESPN used to show it, but I'll try and watch what I can with the YouTube videos often, and just like with the World Cup and stuff, you get like lots of really great like summary highlights. And the Tour de France, some of the stages can be very long, so actually watching some of the highlight videos, keeping track of it on the website and all that sort of stuff, and then trying to play the game and recreate some of the vibe will be quite good to do. My room, man, it's got so much dust in it, man. Where does it all come from? Keep dust in it, keeps coming back. So yeah, I'm on the website Tour de France at the moment. This isn't the game. This is the main real Tour de France website. Now the game is well, they actually make 2 games. They actually do make a Tour de France game, and they also make the Pro Cycling Manager. From what I understand, I've never had the Tour de France game, but it's more a bit like a driving game. You actually steer the bicycles and brake and that sort of stuff. It's made by the same teams as Cyanide, and but the Pro Cycling Manager is more about management of the team. You can get into planning and outfits, and you can create your own rider. One thing I'll probably do with this game is we'll probably create a cyclist to do my Pro Cyclist save. But I don't, I probably won't get a lot of views or something, so I'll have to see whether anybody's interested or not. But I'm a relative noob to this. Like I've said before on other streams, I do like the fact that some of the games that you can get these days, especially the ones that are, pretty decent or something, not only are quite good to play, but also teach you a bit about the sport. And, I got a little bit more interested in the cycling and stuff when the British Olympics came to London in 2012. And a lot of the cycling, and Bradley Wiggins and all that stuff was actually going through my village and stuff. And I've watched a bit on the tours and stuff, so I'm not probably the best person to explain it, but if you're a noob like me, then we can learn together. But the game focuses like on a season, so you've got the bit like, I'm going to use some probably bad comparisons, but some of the stages and the timing in the cycle tours are a bit like rallying with the rally stages and the rally timing, like rally cars. And then also it's a bit like tennis in the fact that you have a tour and you have the Grand Tours. So you have the Giro d'Italia, you have the Tour de France, I forget what the Spanish one's called, so that each of the main European countries have some of the big tours. And you get day races, sort of classic races, which are sort of like single races, and then you get tours which are over several weeks and days with multiple stages. So the Tour de France, and I did have to look this all up to check. I've got the, well, we can have a look at this together. Just put this over here, so click back on it. But we've got, let's have a look. Where's the, I might do a fantasy a thing, because we can do a fantasy theme, although it has actually started, so I'm a little bit late to that. Right, let's just have a quick look at the map. So the Tour de France is a 3-week event with 21 stages. I did watch a video online which talked about how I think there's 2,000 meters height extra or something in this tour than normal. Something like 55,000 meters of elevation are cycled in the whole tour. And it's like each stage is like 180, 90 kilometers. Can you imagine doing 195 kilometers and then you get up the next day and you do it again? And that's the thing I don't get with these. I mean, these guys, I mean, their legs and stuff. How can you do this day after day after day? I really don't understand. I mean, I understand super fitness and muscles, but surely, like the recovery, I mean, you do get some, I mean, we've had deaths, but you certainly can get some pretty bad crashes and stuff in the thing. But and there is a rest day or something somewhere or something, but yeah, like there's a rest day here. But you know, you're doing, so yesterday they just did this 19-kilometer time trial, which they don't normally start with, and they're in Barcelona yesterday and today. Now, as far as I understand it, I don't know when they started to do this, but the Tour de France, I mean, maybe it was from about the Olympics of 2012 or something, because they started to do a different country for like the opening of the tour, even though, you know, it's kind of candy, because the Tour de France, it's always in France, isn't it? And it is. I mean, you know, but they started to open the tour with some stages that were in like guest countries. So we did have it in the UK one year, quite some time ago, I think. I seem to remember. And this year it's obviously Barcelona. So you do the Barcelona time trial, which they did yesterday, and then you've got Tarragona to Barcelona. There's a hilly stage is today, and then they're off to a bit of France, across the Alps, not the Alps, across the Pyrenees or whatever. Pyrenees, God, what even mountains is it? Anyway. You can download that as a PDF. That's quite nice. Save that. So let's have a little look at this in detail. Can I zoom in on this? You can all see it a bit better. So yes, the stage 1 was down in this Barcelona, this time trial. And then stage 2, which starts in blue, ends in red, is along the coast of Catalonia, from Tarragona up to Barcelona. And then stage 3 starts from, and excuse me if I murder any of these names because I'm not from Spain or France, but Granolia's up to Les Anglais up in the mountains, and then you've got Carcassonne, like the game. Stage 4 to 4, and then stage 5 goes from Lamazan to just like Pau, and then Pau to Galvani, I'll say it, Gedre. Then we've got stage 7, it looks like it's going up to Bordeaux. And then stage 8 goes from, we'll get into some of the mountain stages here, from Périgueux to Bergerac. Malmort. 9 to, is that Ussel? Aurillac. 10 to L'Île-Lorient, mountain stage. Then you've got Vichy up to Nevers, and then Magny-Cours, where the racing track is. Goes along to Chalon. Then 13. I mean, when you see some of the lovely countryside in the mountains when you watch it online, it's amazing. Some of the picturesque, I mean, thank God you're not cycling a bicycle like these guys are. Your heart literally out of your chest, trying to keep alive. A sec on the game. Turn the music down. So yeah, Dol to Belfort is 13, and then 14 Mulhouse up to Marksten, and looks like it's up and around, does a circle around the mountain here. Is stage 14, and then we've got all this stuff here now down, can't speak, around the Alps. Well, the Alps and the, where's 15? So 15's here at the Plateau de Solaison, the Champignon. And 16 is a time trial. I think that's what that means on the map. And then we've got 17 from Chambéry down to Varon, and then down to Gap. And then the up the Hez, sure we don't pronounce the H. 20, and then that finishes at 20, and then the last stage, 21, is a run into Paris to the Champs-Élysées. Hey, boxing. Yeah, good, thanks. Talking bikes. Do you want to learn the Tour de France with me? As a bit of a noob. So yeah. So that's the 21 stages. Now the website, I'm on the website here. That's the PDF. So the website does some great stuff. So we've got this is not the game at the moment. This is all the Tour de France website. So this is the stage that's happening today. This is Tarragona up to Barcelona, 168.5 kilometers, and then each of the stages, just like in the game, they do these altitude. So you've got the route here at the bottom, which just makes it a bit bigger. Let me open that. I shouldn't have closed that. Just get the PDF back up. Did I download it too? Maybe I didn't download it properly. Where was the option to download it again? Oh, here we go. Let me actually put it in pictures, so I probably do have 2 of them. Right, let me just put that on another monitor for a sec. Mixed up. Right, so we're looking at this. So yeah, so we start at Tarragon's 168.5 kilometers. And then you can see then there's some sprint sessions. It shows you the terrain, the climbs, and then the finish line. So again, this is all real Tour de France maps and stuff. So the game's got this simulated now. Because I'm playing PCM Manager, I think we start with the Giro d'Italia or something. So I might have to simulate all forward. Hopefully, maybe by tomorrow or something, we'll recreate some of the stages that are going on and sort of play along a little bit behind the actual Tour de France. You know, what with the FIFA World Cup and F1 permitting, of course. So, well, I could probably fiddle around while I'm watching the F1 and start a fantasy theme. So yeah, that's the stage. That's the stage they're doing today. Now, normally, let's have a look. I think it's pretty much it's a stage a day. So, how do we get back to the main page? So this was the time trial that happened yesterday. Now, I've watched the video. If you do want to watch this, there's like a 5, 6, 7 minute quick little recap that's on YouTube. But in Tour de France, stage 1 or something. So the way this worked was that the teams all set off. I can't actually play the videos, of course, but you have a team of 8 riders, I think it is. And they all looked a bit in the time trials. They've all got the sort of silly Darth Vader helmets on and what have you because of extra speed and the bikes and the wheels. So the equipment, my understanding of equipment and the rules of it is basically 0. But I believe they do obviously have sponsors for bikes, and I think they change different types of bikes depending on the stage. You know, some are built for speed and aerodynamics, and others built more for the cobblestones and the hill climbs and what have yous. So so everybody gets an individual time, the 7 or 8 that set off yesterday, but ultimately there's a time trial specialist within the team, or somebody that they're hoping to promote with them. So they create a conga and a slipstream and stuff to aid the person that then gets, you know, in the last third of the race out in front and goes for the time. And the way it's a little bit sort of silly, like, so each time you get the record time, you go sit in a chair, like the chair of champion or something it's called. And then when someone else gets faster than you, then you have to vacate that chair and somebody else sits in it. So if we have a look at the teams, so we'll have this in the game. The game's got all the real data and teams. But I don't know if you can see this particularly well on the stream. web page a little bit bigger, but it's not going to fit properly then. But anyway, so you've got the teams a bit like a franchise, a bit like a NFL sort of team. They're not necessarily based to sort of team, and the sponsorship are two different things. So like you've got Ineos and Red Bull or something, but they might not be linked to certain countries. Well, it does vary a bit, although there's established teams. So we've got the big main teams of the I mean, Uno X is a Spanish team. Net company Ineos. Of course, you used to have Sky, so Sky used to do it, but Sky sold their team to Ineos. So you've got the UAE team, Emirates, Team Visma, Red Bull, Lidl, the Decathlon CMA team. So these are all the major teams. Most of them are Italian-based, Spanish-based, UK, French, Swiss and stuff. Movistar team was Spanish sponsorship, and then but riders can switch a bit like F1. You can be in one team and then you might go to another team. They generally stay with the teams. So this is the UAE team. Now Pogacar, this is how you pronounce it. I've watched some American videos and I can't really say his name. I only know how to say his name because of watching people play the PCM game and some stuff on TV, but it's pronounced Pogacar. If you sort of don't look at the name and just repeat one, Pogacar. So he's won Tour de France a couple of times, and he's like the main, you know, he's the Messi of cycling. But you've got in UAE, you've got a couple of British guys. So you've got Mr. McNulty, and you've got Yates, two British guys in the UAE team. And then you've got Del Toro, Wellens, and so on. Now there's a guy called Van der Aert would have been in Team Visma, but he got injured just before the Tour. So he's not actually in the Tour de France. He was in this team. And this guy won the Giro d'Italia, I think, Lingard. And he won the time trial yesterday. So they're off to a flying start, Team Visma. And you'll have specialists. So although all of the stages are timed and all of the riders that ride get a time per stage, and then they add all the times together like you do with rally cars. So, you know, you could be an hour behind or half an hour ahead or something. But you have specialists within the team. So you'll have, you know, most of them are tour riders and endurance riders, but you'll get a hill climb specialist, you'll get a time trial specialist or something. So you get a few people that try to win the stages. And then there's all this colour jersey stuff, which I still need to get my head around a bit. But I think if you win a stage, you get a yellow jersey. That means a stage winner. Or maybe it's pink. There's a pink jersey, yellow jersey. I'll go look it up in a sec so we can I can actually find out for myself as well as not talk nonsense. Colour jerseys explained, and they're pretty much the same in all the tours, but might vary a little bit. Right, so the yellow jersey is the overall race leader. So like, let's say you're 4 stages in and all the times are added together. So the yellow jersey is sort of the tour leader. The green jersey represents a points classification celebrating the fastest finishers in a race. The polka dot jersey is a climber, the best climber. So I don't know if you've ever watched World Car, like touring car racing and things like that, and like the Le Mans racing. So like the Le Mans race has 3 or is it 4 classes of cars. You've got the hypercars, the super hypercars, and then you've got the GT3s and what have you. So usually you have about 4 classes of car, and you can be a leader in your class. So you get that a little bit within the Tour de France and the Grand Tours in cycling, in the fact that you'll get the climb leader or a cobblestone leader or a time trial leader or something. The white jersey is given to a young rider who's under 26, celebrating future stars of cycling. So Yeah, and I'm sure there's a pink jersey, which is maybe stage. But white, green, yellow, and polka dot seems to be the main ones. Just have a look. I'm sure there's a pink. Cycling pink jersey is also known as a Malo Rossa. It's awarded to the leader of the Giro d'Italia. Okay, so that's to do with the Giro d'Italia then. So they do vary a little bit between the tours. I think the pink jersey is equivalent to the yellow jersey in the Tour de France then. And the Spanish one probably changes a bit. So I've got to decide in the game which team I'm going to be. I mean, if I want a team that's sort of more British based, although I don't even know if Ineos is, does it say? There's a lot of these are actually based not in the UK, even though some of the money will come. There's only one British guy in Ineos, Jay Tarling. Burnout. So, I mean, I'm tempted to choose in my play the UAE because you've got two Brits in there. Let's just have a look. Movistar, general rank. So this is their rankings. So it's always, I think the number of riders does vary from Tour de Tour. Tour de France it's 8, so sometimes it might be 7 or 10 or something, but I mean generally I think 8 is the, but I don't know enough about the season to. I love all the colours and the sponsorship and stuff in the games. They look a bit like a Pratt driving down the high street in it, but you know. So yeah, pretty. Got some Germans in here, Spanish. What flag's that? Colombia or something. Ecuador, that is. Okay. And Red Bull general ranking is 3rd. Australian in there. Couple of these riders. Dan Powell, I've heard of him. So I think they've just listed them left to right. Okay, so Ineos at the moment. There's general ranking one. Okay, so they're not actually. Let's just have a look at the rankings. Oh, that's the rankings for the Tour. Have you ever watched any cycling and stuff, boxing? Or is it all new to you? Lidl, let's look at the Lidl team. Sporting managers. So I mean, they're just the sponsorship. So look at this dude. You know he's from America, man, doesn't he? He would just walk in a room and you'd know he was an American. Look at that. Big handlebar mustache. I mean, that must slow him down with all that hair on his face. Okay, so we've got Spanish, Canadian. Norway or Denmark? I always get too confused. Czech. What were they? Actually rank 4. So what, put this back. Team Visa is rank 2. UAE must be 5th then or something. Yeah, because if Ineos are there. Yeah, so I think I'm going to choose Team Visa. Sorry, not Visa, Emirates for my teaming game. Because Pogacar's the main man, and we've got 2 Brits, Yates and McNulty. Need to look up these a bit. Are they... kind of new to you. You've seen the Tour de France games and thought about buying one, but never did. Well, I've gone and done that. We've got the game ready to go. Probably won't get much going before the F1. But I wanted to play the game a little bit alongside the tour, and I'm going to try and watch. As I say, I can't watch it directly because I don't have TNT anymore. But I will try and watch all the highlights and sort of keep up to date with the stages each day. Because I just love understanding. And LP Premier, this team's pretty good as well. 12th. De Bruyne given up football. Has got the Van der Poel. He's pretty famous. So they all sort of have a star rider or two that they try and sign. But it's a bit like rally car racing, but more sort of team like. Imagine if you teamed up with a team of 8 at each stage. So the base thing to, and we're mostly talking about Tour de France because it actually started this weekend. The game is based on a whole year, so it's not just the Tour de France. There's as I say, the games company makes Tour de France game, which focuses just on that tour, and you sort of steer the bikes like you do in a game with braking and slowing down and things like that. Whereas the game that I prefer, the management game, is you can control. I quite like doing it. I'll probably mess it up, so I'm probably going to AI watch a lot of it, where my decisions will have an effect, not in the race, and then we'll watch some of the races and the stages. I will do some, but if you sort of mess up, use the gel and crash or something, then I'll probably do more harm than good. But so yeah, so they started with this single time trial yesterday, and stage 1's already done. And then if you look at the times, so have they actually got a list of the times? Because it's all done now. Would have thought. Here's the stage summary, is that? Just trying to see the list, the timing list. Anyway, like the second guy was like 8 seconds off and then 10 seconds off. So those times carry through overall. So as I say, you can make up some of the times in later stages and stuff. And if you're, because the stages are all different in height and stuff, like if you're not a hill specialist, then you're probably going to drop back a bit in the hills, but then in some of the flats and stuff, you'll do better than the hill people and you'll make it back. So the Tour de France is this 21 stages. How do I get back to the main page again? Yeah, look, here's the rankings at the moment. So this guy won yesterday with the 21:47 and 21:55. Net company Ineos Ghana came second, but just 8 seconds off. And Pogacar, who's the main guy, did a 21:59, so he was 12 seconds back. So they'll carry this time difference in the stage that they're doing today, and it just keeps going on. Of course, people get injured and punches, break their bikes, and you get general ranking and stage ranking. But yeah, that's the key thing to remember, is how many stages are there, what type of stage is it, So yeah, so it was just 19 kilometers yesterday, the time trial. So today they're doing 168.5 kilometers, and it's called a hilly stage, up and down, up and down. And then on Monday they do a mountain stage, which is 195.9 kilometers. Lucky them. Then Tuesday they're back to a hilly. Then they're doing a flat on Wednesday, 158 kilometers. Another mountain on Thursday, a flat on Friday, a flat on Saturday, a hilly on Sunday, and they don't get a day off until a week Monday. Can you imagine doing 200 kilometers at competitive level cycling day after day? I just don't know how they recover enough to move their legs the following day. It is something impressive. So the total, I think they're doing 3,320. That's got a comma in the wrong place there, I think. But 3,320 kilometers, I think, is the total for distance. Because you're doing about 200 kilometers a day, give or take. The time trials are shorter because they're just pretty much flat out for. But I mean, still, 26 kilometers. You know, it's and then this is the review. So there's 21 stages, so 7 stages are flat, 4 are hilly, 8 mountain stages, including 5 summit finishes, 1 team time trial and 1 individual time trial. Yeah, so the one we had was the team trial. Can't even say it, the team time trial. I'll try and say that quickly. Team time trial. And then there's an individual. So that's when they just set off on their own and they're just flat out. This one, you get the team trying to help you get in. So I find the planning and the strategy and the stages and the smart, you know, I do like, but it's like I can find any sport interesting. This is why I can't understand some Americans, because like I was even talking to some other guy on another channel, he was like, so I don't want to learn cricket and football's so confusing, and it was just like, and I'm not like anti-American sport. I love American football. I love baseball. I love, you know, I just love all sports. It doesn't matter whether it's archery, darts, whatever. You know, I think they all exist because they all have skills. They all have rules. They all have a competitive nature to them because they're a sport. Although some sports, people could argue, are not as competitive as others. Especially some of the stuff you get in the Olympics. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's a bit hard to follow if you're not into it, or you don't have a TV, or you don't have the time to do. But I don't understand many people that are just like either anti-sport or I love this sport and I can't, you know, there's everything else is shit or something. It's just like, it's just not how my head. And I think there's no problem in my head of having a favourite. I mean, for me it's been F1 because I've just watched it all my life and stuff, and you know, and then probably my club team or something for football or whatever. But you know, I like tennis. I've like, you know, I do like watching some of the sports in the Olympics. Some years I'm into them, some years I'll just skip them, and you know, just like anything, if you don't follow it, learn about it, do think, then you don't, it just sort of passes you by. But you know, these things are major events and stuff, so I do like, and I just thought with this starting this weekend, you know, we've got the tennis on, we've got the, you know, Wimbledon's on, we've got the F1 on, we've got the World Cup on, so I'm feeling quite sporty in a viewer's fashion at the moment. So all the people out there that hate sport, sorry, apologies. But so still got lots of games to play. We're still doing anything, but I also just like, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm alone, I'm not doing a lot and stuff like that. You know, when you're following into something, it makes the days more interesting and less lonely and stuff. And as I say, I love learning stuff. So I'm only a very amateur at understanding Tour de France and cycling and stuff. Anyway, so that's the overview of sort of what's going on in the Tour at the moment. So I will watch some of the Tour stuff after the F1. I'll watch a highlights video later. In the game, I don't think we're going to do Tour de France stuff. I'll probably do a few things. I think we start off with the Giro d'Italia. I did want to do a Pro Cyclist save, but I'm going to do a career at the moment. So again, this is where you just rate a player, really. You can now pick a player in this game, like a pro, and take him, or you just create your own cyclist. So I think that might be quite fun to do, but for what we're trying to do at the moment, I will go with the career. I will have a look at the workshop stuff, because I think some upgrades to like a lot of the gear and the bikes and the sponsorship get done, but don't know whether you can mod it though after you've started. I think you can. Anyway, and we'll start on normal. I'd like to do some of the harder settings, but I did play one of these games. It's like 16 or something. It was probably 16, 17 was the last one that I had. Random potentials, frequency of falls. So I'm going to keep everything default at the moment to the setting. Use of team. Okay, so we've already decided we're going to take UAE. And there we go. And because this is the latest game and stuff, it's got the same. So there's McNulty. It says he's British. I mean, Brandon does sound very American, but they had British on the website, didn't they? Adam Yates is British. That's weird. Adam Yates. Hang on. It's more likely the game is wrong, I would have thought, than teams. UAE. Oh no, McNulty. I swear that's just changed. Didn't we just look at that earlier? And it was like... Anyway. That's weird. So I just completely ignored it. But no, he's American on there now. Yeah, and we've got Yates, Gacha, Del Toro. So, yes, UAE is who we're going to do. We're going to ruin their... You're a big golf fan. Yeah, again, I like all the golf and stuff. I mean, I find the golf is a bit weird because it's not... Well, it sounds weird to say it's not performance based on the individual. Of course it is how well they hit the ball and their skills. My dad was always into golf a bit, so I tend to watch keep an eye on the majors. You know, and particularly like, you know, the British Open and things like that. But it's kind of weird, that one, because, you know, if you looked at, say, 10 people teeing off, now their ball goes in a different spot each time. Some hook it, some slice it, and if they're pros, they're all pretty much the same. And yes, you might look at their drive, but it's not like, for me, it's not like driving or football or cycling or something where they're physical. You know, it's kind of weird. But again, I love to. One of my favorite golf things is is actually the points thing. You know, the oh god, what do you call it? The competition between the Europeans and the Americans. So it's not so much on, you know, getting a certain score and stuff. You're trying to beat the team. So it's team golf and stuff. And I just love the way that it's the way the tournament's set up with the point system. You know, if they win a hole and stuff. So the Ryder Cup, yeah, that's it. So the way. And I would say anybody who's not really into golf, I think probably one of the best ways to get into a bit of golf is the Ryder Cup. And also there's one at Wentworth or whatever that we do a similar point system to. It's not the Ryder Cup though. I think, is it called match play or something? But it's a similar structure where you're getting points. Because it's a bit easier to understand and follow a team than it is a whole bunch of individual riders, golfers. Anyway, we got the tutorial here. First steps in the game will show you the main features. So we've got the dashboard in the top left corner. Okay, the dashboard page is the heart of the career mode. 5 tiles that allow you to keep an eye on your team and the progress of the season. Some are expandable. The small team marker. Messages. Yep. Don't need really to explain. Please click on the frame. Okay. Expanded allows you to view more information. Got team stuff. Happiness. Okay, and then the planner. So this game's got a new type of planner, which I think benefits me because it's a little bit more automated in the fact you give rankings and focus to the riders and then all done for you. Last results. Okay, so we start off with 16,202,800 balance. A nice thing, 202,800. Okay. So we got our team. So our team, just as in real life, this is as close to real life as you're going to get it in the game with these ECM games now. So I don't know how many that is, but it's like, is it 20 something, 25? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 to Brandon. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, no, it's 30. 30, and you know, you enter different people into different races. So we've got facilities, we've got training bikes, made to measure skin suits, finances. So it's projecting 16 million salaries, 11.6 million staff salaries, 8. So projection is a profit of 3.3 million. Invest with my help, just a few clicks. Okay, at the side you can see current financial situation. Given your finances, level of team, I think it wise to set a budget of 422 for investment. Let's go with that budget then. In order to refine my suggestion, I'd like you to put the 3 domains in order: Major Tour, Time Trial and Classics. Quite like classics to go above. I'm not a big fan of the time trials. Whoops. Go with that order. Investments have a certain cost. Some individuals' choices must be made as the riders whom invest the most. I've ranked the riders in 3 categories: leaders, important riders, and other riders. So this is new for this year's game as well. Yeah, that might be the one in Britain that I'm talking about. It often is at Wentworth, although it does move around. I think they call it match play or something. I forget. I had a friend that I lost touch with a long time ago, but for my birthday he used to either get tickets for us to go to horse racing or sometimes golf and everything. So I started learning a little bit about horse racing and golf because I used to go to a few of the events when I was younger. Okay, so it's done our list of riders. I like the British guy to be a leader, maybe Adam Yates, but I don't think he's that yet. Okay, so that's done this here. We've allocated 27 to training bikes and handlebars and suits and stuff, but this guy Yates, I want to try and focus on this guy a little bit if we can. But I think he's already £61,000 a month. For Gatcher on, he'll be on a lot much, 210 grand a month. Optimize chain processing. Yeah, I'll have to learn about some of this, but anyway, we've done that, and then we've got sponsors. Well, again, I won't need to touch this, but we get to touch this in future years and stuff where sponsorships end or new ones come along. So we're getting UAE are giving us 10.5 million and XRG are giving us 6.5 million. I should go get my Monster Energy drink, shouldn't I, while playing this game? Finances, okay, we just got some charts, so, and we've gone and spent that 400 grand or whatever, and then we've got a national team. So let's just some matters require your attention. Okay, so research development program with Envol. Envol informs you that you've chosen for the full research and development program. You define the R&D charges. Yep, we can set that. What's this? The 24. The 24 months or model 24. Yeah, because I don't know what these are. I best not change them. Okay, and then we've got R&D. Ridley are working R&D Canyon. Okay, so just the delivery equipment. So that was the stuff we've had delivered on the investment. Race invitations. It's fine. And Multona informs you've been chosen. Research. So let's do that. Let's still got 4 emails. Advice from staff on fitness. That's on the planner page. That's fine. Scouting for juniors. That's fine. Good. Okay. John's got a sprained neck already. But yeah, I'm going to be off soon to watch the F1, so we're just going to look at the UI with this. Let's just go back to the real tour stuff a sec. Because that starts now, I think. Yeah, I don't know where he lives. I don't even have his information. I mean, it was 30 years ago or something, but I'd only got married. I got married, have kids. All the people, you get married, kids, and they all just drop out of your life, you know, but not as much to blame as them. But I've never been so lonely in my life now than, you know, I used to have quite a few friends when I was younger. So I think the tour is, so if you do have TNT, you can go watch this stuff live. Keep an eye on this. I might do some streams where we can track it, because I think I can broadcast the website and the tracking stuff. I can't show any stuff, but again, my channel's very small and this is quite a niche game and industry, so probably even less people. So I think they've just set off, have they? This is their start area. Somebody's put on there. You can follow the tour maybe on X. Right. So welcome to stage 2 of the tour. They actually started then? Because there's like usually they'll have the riders and stuff, and you can track the riders live tracking. I don't, maybe you need a subscription for it, I don't know. I have registered with the website. Live data. I think it starts in 9 minutes, maybe. Maybe it starts at past, don't you think? Where's the timer? Because the timer was here in the corner, and it's now changed from the timer to this live thing. Sending my question to the experts. When does it start? Anyway, let's have a look. So I got advice from staff attending training camps. It's the beginning of the season. We get down to it. So what's the date on this? So we're starting actually 3rd of January. So I think today and a bit tomorrow, if I can get the game, I kind of want to get the game, or probably AI speed up a lot of it to get it to. So I think the Giro d'Italia is earlier. That's like May, June or something. And I don't know when the Spanish one is. I think that's later in the year, but obviously July 4th or whatever is the start of the confirmation of the race calendar. So I like this. This is what I'd like in the tennis game a bit, is sort of this kind of view, so you can see it by the month. So yeah, January. So there's an tour of Austria is in January, and then we've got Saudi in late January. Okay, I think I need to accept this email. Erase objectives. Right, where's the calendar then for the year? You got these symbols, so these mountain, this is hills, these are their stats, these are flats, their qualities, time trials. So like some riders have qualities in all of them, and others specialize in sprint or whatever. Training camps, equipment. It's great. There's a lot of detail, and this game's a lot more established and detailed than tennis one. This is a proper. This game is really up with Football Manager as far as details in the game, but for cycling. Right, here's a better calendar. How did I get to that? And then team, and then calendar, and then the planner. Copy a training crew. Okay. Right. Okay, and then we can just scroll. So yeah, look, here's March, February and March. So then we've got various races and stages to do. Excellent. Right, so I can fast sim some of these. I can do a stage, I can do a whole tour, I can fast sim it with just the stats of the things. We can AI, I'll probably just do AI somewhere. We're just watching our team. And then there's other ones where you can take more direct control of the strategy of when to push and when to gel. So I'm going to mix that up a bit when I do play this. So more of this will be done. Berg is not his best. He's not feeling well. Oliveira's not feeling well. We all got daily belly or something. Okay, giving his continuing headaches, Michael Berg went to see a family doctor. There's nothing really alarming, just that he'll be unable to make any great exertions for 2 to 3 days. Oliveira, he's got Achilles tendon pains when he rides. That's not good. He was diagnosed with tendonitis. Unfortunately, there's nothing else to do for now but to rest him. So Oliveira and Berg. Berg's recovered. He was having headaches. Confirmation of scouts. Okay. We get all this at the beginning of a game. Australian Championships. What's this? Vine J, assign a doctor. What's this guy? What's going on here? Registered riders. We're only registering one rider, are we? Okay. Fitness 77%, which doesn't seem particularly good. So this color goes, I think, yellow, green, red, and like red's good. Like they have different. I'm going to detail simulate this just for the moment. We're not going to race it. get through. We've only got one guy. Oh, we keep third. Not bad. Not bad. Why is this Alpecin? I don't understand why that's an option. Our team is... So he was 6 minutes off. Why isn't it giving me Alpecin? We're not managing them. Right. One sec. Let's go back to the website. Is this thing actually started now? Is that them? Yeah, that's them, the caravan or something. So they have started then, they're already... Data available only during the stage. I can't tell whether it started or not. As I say, I don't have the live tracking. I like all this. Like, even if you're not watching on TV, if you get the thing, get the... I don't know. The fact there's no data coming through on the website. Maybe they haven't started. Anyway, I don't know how long. I mean, they might almost have finished by the time the F1's finished. It's the British Grand Prix, so I can't really just skip the F1. But, have a look. It's live. I don't think... Balaji. Thank you for that. I'm just about to log off though, because I'm just going to go watch the F1, but I'm going to try and track the stages, and we're also playing a bit of first run through of PCM Manager 26. I've chosen the UAE team to manage, and I'm pretty green at the real thing, let alone the game, so when we do another match race, but we're still training everybody at the moment. I've just gone and started. So this is the tour of Australia, stage 1 of 6 stages. I'll give you a little quick view of the game. So we only got... No, we've got a team of riders. We've only got one rider. Oh, this is a time trial. Okay. But this game's got upgraded graphics. They updated the graphics, I think, for the last one. I don't think we can do much in time trials as far as affecting the race. The Merc. Because in the races you can click these things to do the strategy, but in the time trials you don't. But we'll just watch this. But yeah, we can, and then when you're doing the race, you can do, you know, you'll be the same distance as the real race at 160 kilometers, but the game speeds it up, and then you can speed up the game anyway, and then just control bits that you want to control and watch the team. It's pretty good. Hey Sargasu, am I going to ride my bike into a river? Hopefully not. So I missed your comment. I had so many web pages loaded up. So we put up that time. We're second at the moment. So if I speed this up, let's say times 4, and we're just going to keep moving down the list. We're 5th, 6th, until all the riders have done their so yeah, 25. I mean, I nearly got 25 because I could get it for £5-6. This cost a bit more money, but of course the actual stages and stuff aren't as real because, you know, this is obviously up to date based on this season. So we'll get this finished. We went in pretty early. Where are we down to now? We're 18th. God, we didn't do very well. 19th. That wasn't a fast time. 21st. Some time trial specialist he was. I think the other riders... Oh yeah, our whole team gets to race. So, here we go. Oliveira. Okay, alright. It wasn't just... I don't think I can affect anything here on a time trial. Beard was the one that had all the headaches. 17th, 16th. I'm not familiar with my team and players yet. I don't know who's a time trial specialist out of our group. So we've got these 4 to go yet. But anyway, join me after the F1 or so. I'll come back in about 2 hours or something. We'll get some of the season done, see if we can get a bit nearer to the Tour de France in the game. And learn how to play the game a little bit. If I do get some viewers watching this game, then I'm going to do a Pro Cyclist save as well, where we just create like a lone gamer cyclist that starts off at the bottom. Might be interesting to do. Right, this guy's about to go. It's actually a very short, it's 3 minutes 50 or something. So the mouse button goes forwards and back on riders. So not a very good time there from Novak. 27th, 24th best time. I don't know what this number means. Is it like seconds or something? There you go. I think it's number of riders or something in front of them. We've got Belgium. Their stats here, so he's a hill climber on a sprint. '23rd, not bad. I need to get used to all the camera views. Right, we'll get these two done, so this stage will be done, and then let me just check what's going on with the tour. Have we got any data? It does say the caravan's moving on this data thing. I think they might be done by the time the F1's finished, though, which would be a bit of a shame, but there's nothing on this map there. Refresh it, because they start off, if they're already there, Rossini put up a reasonable time, 13th. We're not getting any decent times here though, are we? I think this is riders. I don't know. I'm not sure what the number is, but I think it's the riders. Right, Berg. Mr. Headache Man. And I need to work out what all the things are. They say time trials are kind of weird because you can't really do much about them with the... like the other races you actually get to control. 8th, that's better. Top 10. He's 9 seconds off. I don't know now if I can just sim the rest. I'm a little bit unsure of the UI. What's this thing here? These are cameras. Nios, Samuel Watson wins that one. Gets to kiss the ladies. So Berg, we got in 9th. Got in 9th for time trial. I'll take that. We'll take that. And Filippo was 20th. Okay. Yeah, we got 9th, 20th, and then all the rest were rubbish. Right, I'm gonna go and catch the F1. It's about to start. They'll be doing the grid walk now. But yeah, if you want to keep an eye on the Tour de France, then yeah, go to their website, look at the tours, and we'll recreate some of those when we get to the Tour de France in the game. But I've got quite a few tours to do before that. And I'll be back in a couple of hours, probably about 3ish, with more of the same. So have a good one. Have a good lunch if you're having lunch, and I'll be back later. I think I'll go do my I'm gonna do I'm gonna do fantasy team. Gonna go pick my fantasy team. Fantasy. See if I can earn some points. Right, as I say, so just we'll do more of the game and stuff a little bit later, and yeah, it'd be nice to learn some of the game and watch the tour and just talk about the stats and what's going on. And if it's not your bag, then all I would say is you know, if you're like me, it's quite interesting learning new stuff and everything. So we're doing this Australia tour. So here we go. So the first one was the time trial, which was 3 kilometers. Then we do a 128 kilometer flat, 151 kilometer climb. The climb, what's the orange symbol mean? But then 2 more flats, followed by a climb. And that's why the Tour de France is like, because a lot of others will have 6 stages or 10 stages. I mean, got 21 stages, 3,300 miles or something in the Tour de France. It's a beast. But the big ones are the Giro d'Italia, the Tour de France, the Spanish one. I think there's a 4th one that's quite big as well. So yeah, these are all my riders down the left hand side and the calendar across the top. Lovely. Get another game to get our teeth into. Right, I'll see you in the next one. Take care for now.